Hello to all Ghana-loving Ghanaians from all around the world. Welcome to Nasage, where it's all about country and people, patriotic views for the betterment of Mother Ghana. Please do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, forward to other Ghana-loving Ghanaians in the spirit of Ghana must work. Welcome, Ghana National Cathedral, the controversy of our time that is drawing a lot of attention, a lot of conversations. And so, Nasage, we want to weigh in on that. So, what is a cathedral? It is said, a church that contains the cathedral, the Latin word for seat of a bishop. So, our first question from that point is, the government of Ghana building a cathedral for which church? For which bishop? Is it going to be a non-denominational cathedral? And periodically going to be changing the bishops? Anyway, hold on to that for now. Churches with the function of a cathedral are usually specific Christian denominations with an episcopal hierarchy. Example, Catholic, Eastern Orthodox, Anglican. The list continues. Question: Ghana do not have its own denomination, i.e., national denomination. Unlike in Britain, England has Church of England. Okay? So, who is Ghana building this cathedral for? Is it just a nice building as a monument, a structure for... Look, don't want to speculate. With respect to episcopal hierarchy, the bishop governs the area churches under his or her administrative jurisdiction. Now, in Ghana, yes, we say Ghana is a Christian nation. Ghana in itself does not have a national church denomination. It's different denominations, every corner, every city. So, again, who is the cathedral for? If it is a non-denominational, the cathedral will defy or violate the definition of a cathedral. Because all the cathedrals in Britain, they belong to a specific denomination. They built it themselves. Of course, if it becomes a national monument, maybe that's what Ghana is trying to achieve. But there are other few questions we're going to ask. But let's stick with these very basic things for now. All the same, if it be the non-denominational cathedral built, which church will provide the bishop? Which church? Because in Ghana, we have a multi-denominational churches. Anglican, Catholic, Evangelical, Protestant. I mean, the list continues. So who is going to provide the bishop to the seat of the cathedral? So, having raised those questions as to what the cathedral and stuff like that is, before we go to some of the comments from some of our leaderships, let's look at it biblically. Because they said they are building a temple for God. The last time God said they should build a temple for him was specific, was direct. When in First Chronicles chapter 29, when David charged his son Solomon with the building of the temple, it is accounted that the congregation, the people brought, they contributed towards it. Now, not out of their poverty, they were having. At the time when Israel, David and his team were on the crusades at war, there was no demand on them to build any temple. They have to conquer first. They have to be established first. And at that point, they were. Of course, it's accounted that the poor that were clinched unto David, at the latter part of David's journey, they were called mighty men of valor. Where is Ghana now? If Ghanaians are reluctant to give towards the cathedral, is it a refusal or because they don't have? Because in First Chronicles chapter 29, the people willingly brought because they have. So if this national cathedral in Ghana is, they said, I don't want to say something here, but it's something we really require, then it should be at the time when the nation is established. Look at our roads. Look at where our children go to school. And it's not like the churches in Ghana don't have a place to worship. They do. Even bigger than this cathedral that has become a bone of contention. I would say a justifiable one, of course, because there are a lot of Ghanaians that are suffering. There are a lot of Ghanaians that cannot even drive from a place to place because the roads are not good. They cannot move their farm produce to the markets. That was not the time David decided that they should build. They have conquered. They have built a nation. And it was at the latter part of his reign. Pardon me. His reign. So, what is this cathedral about? Some say, okay, I'll read the comments and I'll say some things. Now, if we have to go strictly by the Bible, as some are trying to say, I have cited David and when he charged his son Solomon with the building of the temple because God said his son David has shed too many bloods. Okay, right. And then the people brought. Even David himself gave. What is our president giving? What is our political leadership giving towards the building of a cathedral? What have they given? We want to know. In the New Testament, which is a new dispensation where Christianity came to be after the crucifixion, the death, the burial, and the resurrection of Christ Jesus, the temple business is gone. The temple is in our heart. He dwells inside of us. That is why we can just go to an auditorium and gather there, and the presence of God comes so mightily. It is not designated with a building. I am not saying we cannot designate a place for worship. But this assertion that they are building a place for God, God is not in there. He's inside of us. I'm not saying there's anything wrong to have a national monument that signifies that Ghana is a Christian nation. Christian nation, in quote. I'm not saying that. But the timing, the state, Ghana is even on its way to IMF for support. Yet, our president, various courtesies, are begging for money to build a cathedral. Could this also be another international pressure for us to do this? Because sometimes some of our decisions begs questions, and I feel like there's something behind the scene that pushes our leaders to do certain things, even if it's not beneficial to us in any way. You look at the churches in Ghana and their auditoriums, even where they worship on Sunday, some of them are bigger than that cathedral that is about to be built. If I'm not over-exaggerating, is the timing right? Because at the time David has passed the responsibility of building temple unto his son, Israel was not a struggling nation. Israel was not a nation that is looking for food to eat. That is why the people willingly brought so much. Go and read it. 1 Chronicles chapter 29. The account is there. But in the New Testament, the Bible says when Jesus cried out on the cross, the curtains that separates the people from where the prophet or the leader of the time goes that nobody goes to, said it's torn from heaven from top to bottom, letting out the holiest of holiest. And he said, the Bible says that God has shed his love abroad in the heart of man. We carry God in and out of wherever we go to. So, but we'll read some of the comments, and some Christian leaders are all, I'm not sure. Now, Reverend Frimpong Manso urges Christians, be fair to God and contribute. As I've already cited, in 1 Chronicles chapter 29, nobody said to the people they should be fair to God. The people were heaven, and therefore they were ready to give, and they gave so much. Wood things, silver things, copper things, gold things. Go and read it. So Reverend Frimpong Manso, I reserve my comment. This is what he said. The General Superintendent of the Assemblies of God Church, Reverend Professor Paul Frimpong Manso, has urged Christians to contribute to the construction of the National Cathedral. Ghana's president reaches out to Catholic bishops in Africa on National Cathedral project. Catholic bishops in Africa. I thought this is a national cathedral. Now, the whole Africa has a cathedral in Ghana. They all come and so now they should all contribute towards building this cathedral. What is the matter with us? The president of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Akoufo-Addo, has reached out to Catholic bishops in Africa for financial support in the construction of the National Cathedral of Ghana. Before I continue reading, why is it that our president is not reaching out to engineers, doctors, Ghanaians from all around the world to say, help us build the roads, help us to construct things, build things. Children that don't have classroom, come and support us build it. What is it about this cathedral? Or he saw God in the night and God said that Ghana must build a cathedral for him when he actually said he has chosen to live inside of man? I continue. An ongoing initiative in Ghana's capital city, Accra, that seeks to realize a sacred space and infrastructure for the formal religious activities of the nation, like state funerals. So this thing is not about God then. This for state funerals and presidential inaugural services. Where have we been doing inaugural services till now? After all the inaugural services since the Fourth Republic, roads are broken. The motorway, the Tamawa motorway, has a huge potholes. I personally drove on it. I nearly had an accident one night. I fall into a manhole. The car nearly somersaulted. Motorway with manholes. And you come telling me that we should build a place for funerals and presidential inaugural services, as though since the Fourth Republic, all the presidential inaugurations that we have done, what have we seen? After we vote for you guys, you go into office and you become alien to us. You don't know us. You don't know what the country is like. It seems like you forget the roads you drive on yourselves, to your houses, to your offices. During the campaigns, when you travel to try to encourage the people to vote for you, have you forgotten the roads you drive on? Let me carry on. National Cathedral Secretariat refusing to answer Dag Heward-Mills' demand for answers. Why? This was said by a Ablakwa, Honorable MP for Northton. Why is the Secretariat refusing to answer Dag Heward-Mills? Yes, some of these Bishop Dag Heward-Mills, some of these bishops, some of these Christian leaders, I'm sure they are well vested in the things of God to ask questions for answers. So why are they not answering questions from them? Why are they not responding? Nothing fishy about construction of National Cathedral. Professor Akoufo-Addo assures. Only God knows if there's something fishy about National Cathedral. Yeah? Only God knows if there's something fishy about the National Cathedrals. Of course, people are speculating because Ghanaians are not stupid. He stated, the president, Nana Akoufo-Addo, pledged 4 things in support of construction. What are these things? He pledged to provide land, seed money, architect, and to establish a secretariat. And so Professor Opoku said, all these commitments have been met by His Excellency Nana Akoufo-Addo. This one cathedral, even if it becomes a business center where people can use the auditorium for all other services, but from what is listed here for funerals, state funerals, and inauguration, presidential inaugurations. Come on now. Why can't our president, having pledged that one dam, one district, one factory, one district, or one district, one factory, one district, one dam, he could not set up, pledge anything to execute those ones. But he has pledged 4 things, and according to Professor Opoku, our president has delivered on these pledges. But his campaign promises, why has he not delivered on them? What is it about this cathedral? And so when people are speculating, Professor Opoku says there's nothing fishy about the cathedral. We will soon find out. He charged the public not to worry about monetary matters for the construction. This is what Professor Opoku said. So why you're the same people coming back to say Ghanaians should give towards the cathedral? But Professor Opoku is saying that monetary matters for the construction of this cathedral, Ghanaians should not worry about it. But suddenly, it has become something they should worry about. The TUC Secretary General, Dr. Anthony Yao-Ba, has slammed the government's decision to construct a national cathedral. What did he say? Building a cathedral at a time senior high school students are hungry is wrong. I agree. In First Chronicles chapter 29, when the people they were bringing out of their riches. They were bringing out of the accumulation of wealth throughout the wars they have fought. Have we conquered in our wars yet? The wars of construction, economic wars, financial wars. Unemployment wars. The list continues. Most importantly, God is not asking us to build a temple. All churches in Ghana are building their own place of worship anyway, but we have been told why they want to build this cathedral: for state funerals and presidential inauguration services. At the expense of broken roads, infrastructure deficit, woefully inadequate hospitals, educational system questionable, educational infrastructures nothing to write home about in most places. Come on. Before you start doubling up to say I'm not a Christian, I'm a very devoted Christian with so much faith. But this decision is questionable. And I have given you biblical reasons. Let's build Ghana and build a cathedral if we want a monument to remember for something. I read somewhere when someone was giving examples of all the other big cathedrals that were built in Italy, America. It took 80 years, 40 years, 50 years. They didn't build those cathedrals at the expense of not building their country. The country was being built. Anyway, but these are some few things I wanted to talk about. But I want to read out some of these Twitter handles. Wonderful comments, and I love to read them. This one is from one guy, one Twitter account called Bright Simons, and the Twitter handle is at BB Simons. He said, "Aerial view of Ghana's National Cathedral. Please, where in the world, much less in the developing world, can a supervising architect take 6 million for a project that is at this stage of construction? A project beset with project management challenges." In fact, when you look at the aerial view of the place, it is neither here or there. That's what he's trying to refer to. That's coming from Twitter handle BB Simons. Then Don at Opresi, I think it is, at OPRESI. That's the Twitter handle. Every time it rains in Accra, the idea of building I think he wants to say the idea of building a national cathedral at this time sounds even more stupid. And I am inclined to agree with him, because the last time there was flooding in Accra, oh my God, why are we doing this to ourselves? And our leaders are beginning to adopt some sort of behavior, seems to be using scriptures to justify not doing anything. Most especially our finance minister. But he was asked question recently if Jesus will be satisfied with the way he handled Ghana's economy. He couldn't answer the question. He dodged the question with some very flimsy statements. But he is good to recite Bible to us, to give us scriptures. You see, some of these behaviors is people, that's why people sometimes question Christianity. I'm a devoted Christian. A type that you don't want to, yeah. I'll read 2 more Twitter handles and we'll be done. This one is from a Twitter handle at Rev, I think it's ERSKINE Ghana, GH. It says what? Why are people defending what's wrong? Deep inside you all know that a national cathedral isn't what we need now. Hospitals still need beds and equipment, and I agree. In my previous video from the investigative journalist, the Fourth Estate, when they reported on the abandoned hospital, I did a video on that. Abandoned hospitals with so much money into them, and they were left abandoned. Yet we have come charging everybody to say we should build a cathedral using the name of God. Another Twitter handle at _J, I think it is JAEE. It says, this country sinks anytime the rains come down, yet our leaders think building the National Cathedral is the most important thing to do at the moment. How wonderful. The argument, I'm not sure whether this argument is coming from a biblical point or from a Christian point, but all the Christian denominations in Ghana has their place of worship, very beautiful ones. Is there anything wrong for Ghana to try to build a cathedral as a national monument? No. But in this moment in time, even in the biblical days, when David and Co were at war, they were fighting to build the country, they worshiped in tents until when they have amassed wealth by conquering nations. We are neither here or there, economically, financially, infrastructurally, yet we want to build a cathedral using the name of God. That's all we have for you for now. Nasij Ghana, where it's all about country and people from a patriotic point, no partisan horses. And in this one, let's all come off again our partisan horses and give constructive analysis of this matter, because there's so much yet to be done as far as Ghana is concerned. Till we come your way, God bless Mother Ghana, long live the Fourth Republic, and please do us a favor, in the spirit of Ghana must work, subscribe to the channel and forward this video to other Ghana-loving Ghanaians. God bless you all. See you in my next video.